Hello, hi everyone. Hi everyone. Welcome to a new live stream. How's it going? I hope everything is great. Today we will learn 10 common sayings, 10 common Spanish sayings, and they're kind of fun. You can use them in different situations. And I'm really excited about talking about these sayings because they're quite good. They're quite good. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell icon so you can get notified every time I live stream. I want to give a big shout out to our Cafecito members, Michael Chandler, Tom Siebold, Ralph Marquez, Brianna Lee, Ruby Brockenberry, Christopher Michael, William Lopez, David Beaver, and SC. Thank you guys for the support. El cafecito está delicioso. Muchas gracias por el apoyo. If you like what I do, you can also get a membership on this channel. You only need to click on the join button down below. Essentially, you're just buying me a cup of coffee. Un cafecito, por favor. Okay, great. Thank you again, Cafecito members. Remember that I'm live streaming, so if you have any questions about what we're going to learn today, please feel free to use the live chat. The only thing you gotta do is subscribe. You need to subscribe in order to use the live chat. I see Fountain 837. Hi, hola. ¿Cómo estás? Espero que estés muy bien. Welcome. Okay, so let's get started. Let's talk about these common sayings. Okay, you can increase your vocabulary, of course, with these sayings, and it's a good idea to learn some sayings in a language because that's a common thing to do. If you want to sound more natural in Spanish, if you want to, share how you feel, share some knowledge, some wisdom, you can use these sayings for sure. Okay, so we're going to learn 10. It doesn't say they're 10, but we're going to learn 10. Yes. And in Spanish, sayings, you can call them dichos. Dichos comunes. Okay, dichos comunes. That's like saying, oops, sorry about that. That's like saying common sayings. Dichos comunes. Okay, excellent. So let's continue. The first one, guys, the first saying is, let's see what we have. Okay, so we have el tiempo lo cura todo. El tiempo lo cura todo. It sounds like I'm saying locura as one word. Locura means craziness, but we're just saying two different words, not one, two. Lo cura. El tiempo lo cura todo. What does this mean? Tiempo right here, this word right here means time. Cura is like, comes from the verb curar, which means to heal. Okay, so do you kind of know what this means? Time heals what? Todo means everything. We're saying el because el tiempo is masculine, and locura, this is a pronoun, and it's like saying eat. Okay, curar, to heal, todo, everything. So this means, you know what this means. This means, well, the literal meaning, of course, is time heals everything. Todo means everything, all. Okay, that's what todo means. That's the literal saying. the literal meaning, and also it means the same thing. Time heals everything. So in English, people say this, and in Spanish, this is the way you say it. El tiempo lo cura todo. Okay, so let's look at a few examples using this saying. No te preocupes, no te preocupes. El tiempo, thank you. El tiempo lo cura todo. No te preocupes, el tiempo lo cura todo. This means, well, first, this phrase here, no te preocupes, is a very good phrase. That means don't worry, okay? Don't worry. And then we have the saying. So usually when you say a saying, you usually say more than the saying. You add more to that. You obviously see the situation, and of course you have to say a little bit more than the saying. So it's good to know little phrases that will help you express what you're feeling. So this means, as I said before, don't worry, okay? No te preocupes, don't worry. Time heals everything. El tiempo lo cura todo. So maybe someone is going through something really tough, right? The person is feeling sad, depressed. The person is not having a good time. So you can use this saying for that. Just like you would say in English, time heals everything, right? So essentially, when you can use this saying when someone broke up with someone, you know, like a couple is not longer together. So you can say this saying when you have something awful happening and you kind of want to forget, but you can't. So you have to wait a little bit. So time can heal everything. Okay, so that's a good saying for sure. Now let's see another example, another quick example. Okay. Todo va a estar bien. This is another great phrase. Todo va a estar bien. El tiempo lo cura todo. Okay, so this phrase here is another great phrase to learn. Todo va a estar bien. Todo va a estar bien. El tiempo lo cura todo. Okay, what does this mean? This means everything is going to be okay. Time heals everything. So that's another positive phrase that you can say to someone. Todo va a estar bien. That means everything is going to be okay. So that is a great phrase. El tiempo lo cura todo. Okay, so that's very interesting to see how, you know, you can add different phrases and then a saying, and it's just amazing. Todo va a estar bien. Everything is going to be okay. El tiempo lo cura todo. Time heals everything. Great saying for sure. Hello, Tsaya. Sorry for butchering your name. Welcome. Todo va a estar bien. That's right. Everything's going to be okay. Now let's learn the next saying, guys. The next saying, saying number 2 is el que mucho abarca, poco aprieta. Huh. Well, this one is interesting, a little tricky. What does this mean? What are we talking about? This literally means the one that embraces a lot can't keep it together. So imagine that you have a lot of things and you want to carry everything at once. If it's too many things, you cannot handle that. You can't handle to carry a lot of things, to embrace a lot of things. So you have to just take little by little and do whatever you gotta do. Okay, so this saying means that, okay, literally. So abarcar, this is a very interesting verb because abarca, this is conjugated of course, but abarcar is the verb, and pretty much you're saying, when you are covering a lot of areas, right? You can say a school, is this big, abarca, and then you say a measurement, right? So this is a very interesting verb that you can use. It's quite advanced, but it means to cover, to contain, to get one's arms around something. In this case, we're talking about things in life, okay? So poco means a little, right? Mucho means a lot. So if you're embracing a lot, poco aprieta, apretar. This comes from the verb apretar. And apretar means quite a few things as well. So it means to squeeze, In this case, we're talking about keeping things together or to keep things tight. Just think of a bundle, right? When you have a bundle of things, you don't want everything to be loose. You want everything to be tight and together. So that's what we're talking about here. Now, I believe there is a saying in English similar to this. So it's similar to the English saying, don't bite off more than you can chew. This is a good one. This English saying, I really like it. So you're just saying, don't do more than you can handle. Okay. Don't bite off more than you can chew. For example, I have an example for this situation, for this saying. Haces muchas cosas. El que mucho abarca, poco aprieta. So remember that when saying sayings, you gotta say something else, because if you out of the blue say el que mucho abarca, poco aprieta, the person might be like, okay, but why are you saying this to me? Maybe the person needs to know a bit more why you're saying that saying. So if you say something like haces muchas cosas, el que mucho abarca, poco aprieta, so that means you're doing too many things. Don't bite off more than you can chew. So when you say haces, it's like saying tú haces, but remember, I always say this, you don't need pronouns all the time. So you're saying, you're doing, tú haces, you're doing muchas, too many cosas, things. So muchas, we're saying muchas because this is feminine in plural. That's why. And in this situation, mucho means much, many, okay? So muchas, if you have cosas, you need to have muchas because it's feminine and plural. Haces muchas cosas. You're doing too many things. El que mucho abarca, poco aprieta. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Excellent. So, oh, Saya says, all good. That ain't my real name. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so yeah, just remember this saying. It's a very common one to say. Obviously, you can say this in different Spanish-speaking countries, but there maybe there's some variations. People change things a little bit, but obviously, if you are saying this and the Spanish speaker is like, oh, well, you can explain a little bit, but these sayings are very common, so a lot of Spanish speakers know about these sayings. Okay, so great. Let's continue. Saying number 3. Más vale pájaro en mano que ciento volando. Más vale pájaro en mano que ciento volando. What does this mean? Do you know what this means? Más vale pájaro en mano que ciento volando. Okay, the literal meaning is a bird in hand is worth more than 100 flying around, or just flying, you know? What is this saying about? You probably know what this means. Más vale is like saying, it's better, or it's worth whatever comes next, right? So it's something that you say más vale. So it's better, or it's worth. What? We're talking about a bird. Pájaro means bird in Spanish. En mano, that means in your hand or in hand. And in mano, hand. Remember, mano is feminine. Mano is feminine. La mano. Even though the last letter is the letter O, mano is feminine. La mano. Que means that or what, but in this situation, we're comparing. So in this situation means then. Okay, this then. Ciento. Some people say cien. So just like that. Cien. That means 100. I was gonna do this, but this is 10, not 100. But you know what I mean. Cien means 100, the number 100. But a lot of people also say ciento in this saying. Like they say ciento or cien. And then you also have volando. Volando comes from volado. I'm missing an N there. Volando. Sorry about that. That was my mistake. Volando means flying. Okay. Volar means to fly. Volando means flying. Okay. So what does this mean? How can you use this? There is a similar English saying. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Okay, so this saying is similar to that English saying. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. So pretty much you're just saying it's better to have something, already there, that you have already. Like it could be a job, it could be I don't know, like something that you already have, you already possess, you already enjoy of. Okay, then a lot of different things that it's not certain if you're going to get, or if you're going to have, or that if you're going to accomplish. Okay, so that's what this saying is about. For example, I could say, no renuncies a tu trabajo. No renuncies a tu trabajo. Más vale pájaro en mano que ciento volando. Okay, I don't know why I missed the letter N. No renuncies a tu trabajo. Más vale pájaro en mano que ciento volando. So what does this mean? We know what this saying means, but what does no renuncies a tu trabajo mean? Okay, so this means, or that means, don't quit your job. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. So no renuncies means don't quit. Okay, don't quit. No renuncies. So this could be used if you're talking about jobs, if you're talking about goals that you have, dreams that you have. That phrase is really good for that. In this situation, we're talking about a job. A tu trabajo. No renuncies a also can be included in this phrase when you want to say don't quit. No renuncies a, and then you can say tu means your trabajo, job. Trabajo means work or job. Tu without the accent mark means your. Okay, this is your job. A tu trabajo. And the rest is más vale pájaro en mano que ciento volando. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Excellent. So this is another great saying that you can use if you want to tell someone, hey, just please focus on this. You have this already happening. So don't just forget about that. And it's better that you have something there already, like a job, than, trying to imagine other things, or you can be daydreaming about other things, which is still good. If you want to start your own company, that's good, for example, but you have to plan everything out. You have to know what to do. But if you say, you know what, today I feel like quitting my job and I'm just going to I don't know, start a new company, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do it, that is not wise. Just better to have a plan. It's better to have a plan. So this is what saying is about. Hello, KS, welcome. In English, a bird in hand is worth two in the bush. Yes, that's correct. Well, I didn't know about that one. No esperes hasta que el caballo salga del establo para cerrar la puerta. I didn't know about that saying, but it sounds quite similar to this. Interesting. Thanks for sharing, KS, and welcome. Okay, the next one, guys. The next saying number 4. Dicho número 4. La curiosidad mató al gato. This is a common one. This is a very, very, very common one. La curiosidad mató al gato. Curiosidad means curiosity. Okay. Mató comes from the verb matar, which means to kill. Mató, past tense. Gato means cat. El gato. Remember, when we have a el, that becomes al. That's why we have al gato. La curiosidad, curiosidad is feminine, and that's why we have this article, la curiosidad, feminine article, definite article. La curiosidad mató al gato. What does this mean? We're talking about curiosity, we're talking about a cat, and about killing. So that doesn't sound good. What are we talking about? This literally means, as I said, curiosity killed the cat. That's what this phrase means. So the meaning is, I try to find something in some English saying similar to this Spanish saying, but I couldn't find anything. So if you know about one, an English saying similar to this one, please let me know. Meaning is like, you can use this in a situation when someone is being nosy and you're just saying being nosy will often cause you trouble. Sometimes being nosy is not good. People noticing that you're nosy, that you're being nosy, can get mad at you, can I don't know, they can react in a I don't know, it could be, they could be aggressive even if you are nosy about things. So this is what this saying is about. La curiosidad mató al gato. Essentially, we're talking about it's not good to be nosy. So don't be nosy because you can get in trouble. Okay. For example, I could say, mejor no preguntes. Mejor no preguntes. La curiosidad mató al gato. Mejor no preguntes. La curiosidad mató al gato. So when you say mejor no preguntes, that means it's better you don't ask, or it's better not to ask. So don't ask questions, basically. That's what you're saying. Just don't ask me. I don't know. I don't wanna be part of it. Right? So mejor means, it's in this situation means it's better. Okay, it's better. It's better. No, not. It's better not. Preguntes. This comes from the verb preguntar, which means to ask or to, pretty much it means to ask. Preguntar, to ask. So when you say mejor no preguntes, it's like saying mejor tú no preguntes. Okay, so it will go here, tú. But you don't need tú. Mejor tú no preguntes. And that means it's better you don't ask. Okay, and then the rest, of course, you know what that means. La curiosidad mató al gato, and that means don't be nosy. It's like saying don't be nosy. It will cause you trouble. Okay, so don't be nosy. Don't be gossipy. Stop it. Sometimes, it's good not to get in the middle of things, because you don't want to be part of nasty situations. Maybe people are fighting over something and you're just nosy, but you know what? It's better not to ask. People can deal with their stuff. Why should you bother, being nosy about it? Okay, Saya says, I think English has the exact same one. Really? I didn't know that, but that's interesting. This is a good saying for sure. Just to say to someone in a fun way, don't be nosy. Very much. Just don't be nosy, please. Don't be nosy. It's like you can think of, when a couple argues and the mother-in-law wants to say something, wants to add something to the situation just by saying something. It's not good, it's not good. You have to let people deal with their problems. Okay, unless they ask for an advice or they're asking for help, then of course, if you can help them. But if they don't ask, bye. Bye-bye. Okay, the next one. The next saying is, no hay mal que dure 100 años. No hay mal que dure 100 años. Okay? So what does this mean? This means, the literal meaning is, there is no bad things / situations that lasts 100 years. And this is true. This is so true. So you know what this means. Just by knowing the literal meaning, you know what this means. No hay means there isn't, or there is no. Okay? There isn't, there's no. Mal means bad, means evil. In this situation, we're talking about bad things or situations. We're not saying here situaciones or cosas, right? Which is the meaning of these two words. But that's the way the saying works. No hay mal. There is no bad things / situations que dure, that lasts. Durar. Well, this comes from the verb durar, and that means to last. Okay? So in this situation, that lasts. 100, I said this before. 100 means 100. Okay? 100 años. 100 years. Años, years. Okay, so let me see if there's an English saying. No, there isn't. So the meaning is, your problems, just let me erase that. Your problems will not last a long time, pretty much. Okay, so, or literally 100 years. So this is just a way to say, you know what, don't worry. Your problem, whatever you're going through, is not gonna last forever. So don't worry about it. Just let's solve the problem together, or let's wait for a solution, or let's find a solution. So don't worry. The problems, well, whatever problem you have will not last forever or a long time. So that's good. I mean, 100 years is a long time. So that's an interesting saying. I really like this one. For example, I could say, todo se solucionará. Todo se solucionará. No hay mal que dure 100 años. This means everything will solve itself, or that's similar to saying everything will solve itself. Todo se solucionará. But basically this phrase, this is another good phrase to learn. Todo se solucionará means everything will pass. Don't worry about it. Like, it's just like you're empathizing with the person and just saying everything will be okay. It's similar to that. Everything will solve itself. So don't worry. We just have to work together, or you have to wait, whatever the situation is. And of course, the rest is, The rest, you know what it means. It will not last a long time. Okay? No hay mal que dure 100 años. So your problem will not last forever. Thank God. I mean, because some problems are tough. Some problems take longer to go away. But it's not gonna last longer than 100 years, because if it does, I mean, you're not gonna be around to see that, right? It's funny. It's quite funny. But it's a good one. It's a good one. Oops, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? No esperes hasta que el caballo salga del establo para cerrar la puerta. What it means, don't wait until the situation gets out of control to take action. That's a good one. Yeah. Right. So you have to, control the situation. Exactly. I like that one. I might use that one. That's a new one for me. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing, KS. Okay. So now the next saying, or saying number 6, dicho número 6, is más vale prevenir que lamentar. And I gotta say, this one is similar to the one KS is saying. No esperes hasta que el caballo salga del establo para cerrar la puerta. Más vale prevenir que lamentar. So this literally means it's better to prevent than to be sorry. Okay? It's similar to that one KS is saying. But yeah, the literal meaning is it's better to prevent than to be sorry. That's the literal translation. Más vale, remember, we said this before too. Más vale. Yeah, right? We said it? Yeah, más vale. Okay. So más vale means it's better or it's worth to do something, right? Or it's better to do something. Más vale. Prevenir is a verb and it means to prevent. Okay. Que, we're using que because we're comparing two situations, which is prevenir, lamentar. Lamentar, well, que in this situation means then. Lamentar means to be sorry. Okay. To be sorry. This is what this verb means. It also means to regret, to be sorry about. So lamentar is a good verb for sure. Lamentar. So this saying is similar. Let's see if there's there's a similar one. The similar English saying. One sec. So many like shortcuts and stuff. Similar to, it's better to be safe than to be sorry. It's better safe than sorry. It's better to be safe than to be sorry. So it's similar to saying that. And so essentially you just want to prevent things more than, be sorry about something that happened. You can prevent some things and you should prevent those things so you are not sorry about, situations that may happen that you could have prevented. So essentially that's what it means. For example, I could say traje una sombrilla por si llueve. Okay? So traje una sombrilla por si llueve. And then you can say the saying, más vale prevenir que lamentar. Okay, so traje una sombrilla. It also, you can say paraguas. I don't know how to add the two. One sec. There is, oh no, it's, okay, I guess it doesn't need that. Okay, paraguas. Paraguas is similar to sombrilla. I mean, if you want to get technical about it, paraguas is for, it means umbrella and it's for the rain. And sombrilla is for the sun. But it's pretty much an umbrella as well that you use, you know, to, if it's too sunny out, you can use an umbrella as well. That's a common thing in Spanish speaking countries where it's too sunny and you don't want to feel the sun completely, so you use an umbrella for that. You don't want to get tanned, or I don't know, it's too much sunlight, so you don't want it and you use an umbrella. But it also obviously you use it for the rain. So let's just change it to paraguas. I think it's more accurate, but you can say either one in Spanish. People know that means umbrella. Okay. Traje not una, un paraguas por si llueve. Más vale prevenir que lamentar. Lamentar. So this means, this means I brought an umbrella in case it rains. It's better to be safe than to be sorry. It's better safe than sorry. You know what? It happens. It happens. You want to prevent to get wet. You don't want to get wet, and it looks like it might rain. So just in case, I'm gonna bring an umbrella. You know, so you're preventing something there. You can use that saying, más vale prevenir que lamentar, when you do that, you know. I mean, you can use this saying if you want to prevent bigger things, you know, bigger problems, or it could be something as common as getting wet because it rains. You know what I mean? So it's pretty good. So traje, it's like saying yo traje, but we don't need yo all the time. Yo traje. Traje means I brought. Okay. An paraguas. Umbrella. Okay, that reminds me of the song Umbrella, but very famous song. Por si is a very good phrase that means in case. It's similar to saying that. Por si llueve. Por si, I don't know, you can add anything else after por si. Por si llueve in this situation means it rains. Okay? So remember this, por si. That's a great phrase. Traje un paraguas por si llueve. I brought an umbrella in case, or just in case, it rains. Okay? And then you know what the saying means. Más vale prevenir que lamentar. It's better to be safe than to be sorry. I've used this saying a lot because I like to prevent things a lot. I don't like to suffer. So that's I use this saying a lot. I would say. So this is a good one. I think this is my favorite one. Okay. So the next saying, guys, just I'll have a little bit of water. Que yes. Gracias por los dichos. You're welcome. De nada, que yes. it's said in Barbados in English, don't wait until horse get out stable to shut the door. Yeah, that's the translation for sure. That's pretty good. Okay, that's interesting. El gato está afuera de la bolsa. The cat is out of the bag. That's a good one, but that in Spanish, we don't say that. At least I haven't heard that saying. The cat is out of the bag. I like this one. So that one means letting the cat out of the bag. Also, bugs is a colloquialism. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that word. Meaning to reveal facts previously hidden. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm gonna use that one. I've heard it before, but not in Spanish, just in English. Just in English. So it's a good one. Yeah, that's awesome. I like sayings. They're so fun. Okay, thanks for sharing. Okay, yes. Okay, the next one. The next saying is la práctica hace al maestro. Maestro. I remember that Seinfeld episode where Elaine was dating someone and you had to call him maestro. Do you remember that? Oh, I love Seinfeld. I mean, it's an old show, but it's quite funny. La práctica hace al maestro. So, práctica means practice. Maestro means teacher, master in some situations. When you master something, you're good at doing something. Maestro. But yeah, that's essentially what this word means. So practice, teacher, master, what does that mean? Let's see. The literal meaning, as I said, I kind of told you about it. So practice makes the master. I was going to say monster, sorry. No, master. Practice makes the master. La práctica means practice. Okay. La práctica. Remember to add the accent mark there because otherwise it sounds like different. It sounds like la practica, and that doesn't sound good. It doesn't matter if you forget to add an accent mark here and there, but if you want to have good grammar in Spanish, keep in mind, all the accent marks. Where do they go, right? And you will always have, if the word needs an accent mark, you only need one accent mark. You don't need more than one in a word. So that's good news. La práctica, practice, hace, comes from the verb hacer, which means to make or to do. In this situation means makes. Al, remember, if you have a el, that becomes al, okay? And el maestro, that's masculine, so that's why you have to say al, okay? Al. You don't say a el maestro, you say al maestro, okay? And that means the master. So let me see if I found an English saying similar to this one. Oh yeah, I found one. So similar to practice makes perfect. Very easy. Practice makes perfect. So you know what this saying means in English. So it's essentially the same thing. We're talking about practice. We're talking about, essentially practicing anything you want to master. It could be a language. It could be playing an instrument. It could be, learning something new, dancing. You want to dance really well, so you need to practice a lot. So that's what this saying is about. So let's look at an example here. Hablemos en español. Hablemos en español. La práctica hace al maestro. Okay, so when you say hablemos en español, that means let's speak in Spanish. So if you want to practice your Spanish, you can say this to, to a Spanish speaker. You don't want to speak in English, only in Spanish. Why? Because you want to practice your Spanish. And you can add to this sentence, la práctica hace al maestro. So that means you're saying to the person, I want to master Spanish. So that's really good. Your practice makes perfect. So that's essentially what you're saying, of course. Hablemos means let's speak or let's talk. So if you want to talk to someone about anything, you can say hablemos. Okay, hablemos. Or vamos a hablar. That's a different way to say it. But hablemos means let's speak. And let me just have here vamos a hablar, so you know the other way to say the same thing. Vamos a hablar. You can say that as well. Vamos a hablar en español. And that means also let's speak in Spanish. Okay, so just remember, you can say vamos a hablar or hablemos, and that means let's speak. In other situations, let's talk. Okay, en español, you know what that means. In Spanish, right? By the way, you don't have to capitalize the first letters of any languages in Spanish. Also, you don't have to capitalize the first letter of days of the week. So lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. The first letter is lower cap. So that's something interesting to know. In English, you capitalize the first letter when talking about languages, days of the week. In Spanish, you don't. Same with months. You don't have to capitalize the first letter in Spanish. Okay, and then la práctica hace al maestro. Practice makes perfect. Excellent. Remember this one. This one is a really good one. I really like it too. Okay, the next one, guys. We have only 3 sayings left, and that would be it. The next one is camarón que se duerme. I like this one. Camarón que se duerme, se lo lleva la corriente. Camarón que se duerme, se lo lleva la corriente. Camarón. What does camarón mean? Camarón is an animal, and it means, the literal meaning, well, shrimp. Camarón means shrimp. The shrimp. I mean, we don't have to say el camarón when using this saying, but essentially you're saying the shrimp that sleeps is taken by the current. That's what this means. Jesus, what are we talking about? Do you know the meaning of this? Not the literal meaning, but do you know when to use this saying? Camarón, shrimp, that que se duerme, sleeps. Dormir, usually, that means to sleep, uses these pronouns se, me, te, le. So keep that in mind. So it's like saying dormirse, okay? So it can be used in a reflexive way. And se duerme, se, we're talking again about camarón. So it's like saying eat, okay? So Yeah, it's like saying eat. You're referring to the shrimp, el camarón. Lo lleva, se lo lleva means is taken. Okay. La corriente. I mean, we don't have by. We don't need by por. That's in Spanish, por. We're just saying la corriente, the current. So we don't need anything similar in to buy in Spanish. So that's pretty much what you're saying. But essentially, we're talking about a sleeping shrimp that can be taken by the current because the shrimp is sleeping. So, oh my goodness. Let me see if I found a similar meaning or similar saying in English. Okay. So, similar to if you snooze, you lose. So this is what this saying means. So if you want to say if you snooze, you lose, you can say this saying. Okay, so essentially that's the same meaning. So if you are not paying attention, you can miss out an opportunity. I don't know, because you're not paying attention. So you better pay attention, because if you snooze, you lose. For example, I could say, aprovecha la oportunidad. Aprovecha la oportunidad. Camarón que se duerme, se lo lleva la corriente. So, aprovecha la oportunidad means take advantage of the opportunity. Okay? Seize the opportunity. And then the rest, if you snooze, you lose. So, yes, aprovechar means a bunch of things. We should talk about this verb because you can use it in different situations for sure. Aprovechar, this here, or aprovecha, means to take advantage of, good and bad. It could be you're taking advantage of a situation and it's not a good thing that you're doing that, or it could be something good as an opportunity to travel, to get a better job, a promotion, or something similar to that. But aprovechar means to take advantage of, to make the most of, okay? To make good use of. So it's similar to that. To take, sometimes it means to make the most of it, to take the opportunity to do something, you know. But essentially, yes, it's a very versatile verb. And when you say this, aprovecha, that means just take advantage of something, you know. In this case, la oportunidad. La oportunidad means the opportunity. Oportunidad. Am I missing a P? Oportunidad. Yeah, I'm missing I'm missing a P. The letter P. Two P's. Two P's. La oportunidad, the opportunity or the chance, okay? Camarón que se duerme, se lo lleva la corriente. If you snooze, you lose. So take advantage of the opportunity. So this is another great saying in Spanish. It's quite long, but it's a good one. So we're talking about a shrimp. That's so funny because I don't even know if shrimp sleep. Do you know? That'd be pretty funny to know. Maybe I'll Google that after this stream. If you know, please let me know. Okay, the next saying number 9. We're almost done. Más vale tarde. Again, más vale. That's interesting. We're using that phrase a lot. Más vale tarde que nunca. Tarde, well, you know what más vale means. It means it's better to, or it's worth to. Tarde means late or afternoon. We could be talking about an afternoon, or late. Something's late. Someone's late. Who knows? Que means what or that, as in it's better that ... Okay, not like that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about that, the other that. Nunca. Nunca means never. Okay, never. So late, never. What does that mean? Más vale, it's better. It's better late than. Remember, when you're comparing two things in Spanish, you put this in the middle, que. So tarde que nunca. We're comparing tarde and nunca. Okay, so that's why we have this. And in this situation, it means than. THAN. Okay, let's see the literal meaning. Literal meaning, better late than never. Better late than never. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense now. It's similar, or the meaning better late than never. I think you can say this in English too. Better late than never. For example, I could say, de joven quería viajar. De joven quería viajar. Pero ahora lo haré. Más vale tarde que nunca. So if you wanted to do something, or when you were younger, you wanted to do something, but you were not able to do it because of money, because of time, but now you can use this saying for that. Better late than never. Okay? So, de joven quería viajar, pero ahora lo haré. What does that mean? This means I wanted to travel when I was young, but I will now. Okay? So when you say de joven, this phrase right here, it's like saying when I was young. Okay? When I was young. You can also say cuando era joven, the literal translation, but you can also say de joven. De joven. So once again, another option is cuando era joven. Joven means young. Okay? Joven doesn't change. It doesn't have feminine, masculine form. Joven is joven. La joven can be young girl. El joven, young guy. Okay, young man. Jóvenes, it can be plural. Just add es, and that's plural. And you're referring to young people. Okay? Cuando era joven, or de joven means when I was young. Okay? The one here, I just want to underline that. When I was young. That's what this means. Quería means I wanted. Past tense of querer, which means to want. Quería, I wanted. Viajar. Viajar means to travel. Okay, that's another verb. And it means to travel. Pero, but, ahora lo haré. I will now. Ahora means now. Ahora. And lo haré means I will. Okay, so easy breezy. Very easy. And then the rest of the sentence, you know what it means. It means más, well, you're saying más vale tarde que nunca, and that means better late than never. So this, I don't know why I'm doing that. I keep doing that. I'm using the red highlighter to erase the red stuff, but yeah, sorry about that. So this is clearly this phrase, this example is about someone who wanted to travel when they were younger, and for some reason that person couldn't do it. So now the person can. Maybe the person is not younger or not young anymore, sorry. So but the person may be retired, you know, and now this person has time to travel. So más vale tarde que nunca. It's better late than never. So that's true. That's a really good saying as well. Okay, yes. What about jovencita? Jovencita, that's another way to call young girl. So that's okay. You can say jovencita. That's a common expression, and that means little young girl. And but if you're just saying joven, you don't say jovena, for example. You don't say jovena, joveno. That doesn't make sense. If you want to use the diminutive form of joven is jovencita. Jovencita, jovencito, that's okay. But if you just want to say joven, young man or young woman, you just gotta say joven. So it's like saying little young girl, right? Jovencita, little young girl. That's the literal translation. But it's like when you're saying young lady, you know, jovencita, young lady. So yes, good point, KS. Thanks for sharing. Okay, lastly, we have the last saying, guys. The last saying. Man, I really liked this lesson. It's so good. Okay, so let's see what we have. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I need the brush, not the eraser. Man, oh man. Dales la mano y te tomarán el brazo. Dales la mano y te tomarán el brazo. Ooh, what is this about? Dales is like saying give them. Okay, dales, give them. You can say dales pan, give them bread. Okay, dales agua, give them water. Okay, so it's a command to say give to someone something. Dales, and we're talking about la mano. Dales la mano. That means gives them the hand, essentially. Y means and. Te tomarán, they will take. Tomarán comes from the verb tomar, which means to drink or to take. You can take your keys. Toma tus llaves. Take your keys, okay? So it's quite funny. Tomar means to drink something. Tomar agua, to drink water. Or tomar something. To take something. In this situation, el brazo. El brazo, the arm. Okay, so the arm. We're not talking about the hand. We're talking about the arm. So, interesting. The literal meaning, as I said, is Oops. Literal meaning, give them your hand and they will take your arm. Just as I said, it's not similar to the saying, it costs an arm and a leg, because I know that there is an English saying that refers to something expensive. When you say that saying, it's like saying, oh my God, it's too expensive. It costs an arm and a leg or something like that. This is not about that. We're talking, or it's similar to, give a man an inch and he'll take a mile. So it's similar to that English saying. Essentially, you're saying you give them a little bit of something, some help, and they want everything now, a lot of help. So that person is abusing your generosity. Essentially, you're saying, I'm helping you as much as I can, but come on, don't abuse that. Don't abuse that. So that's what this saying is about. For example, I could say, or you could say, mi hijo me pidió mi tarjeta de crédito. Mi hijo me pidió mi tarjeta de crédito. Can you believe it? Dales la mano y te tomarán el brazo. Interesting. Good stuff. Mi hijo me pidió mi tarjeta de crédito. Dales la mano y te tomarán el brazo. So this means my son, not the son, my son. And you believe if I can say my son, that star is my son. No, we're talking about a kid, pretty much. My son asked for my credit card. Can you believe it? Give a man an inch and he'll take a mile. So if you have a kid and you're giving some allowance to the kid, every Sunday or something, you're giving a little bit of money to your kid to buy whatever they want to buy, video games or something like that, that's fine. But this kid is asking for a credit card. And it's like, I think you're abusing my generosity, I mean, if the dad or the mom can say this, of course, because you would not give a credit card to a kid or a teenager, right? You don't want, you can't do that. That's a dangerous thing. It can cost you a lot of money. So when you say mi hijo, that means my son, okay? Some people say mijo. They kind of like, don't say a few letters. So they can say, I'm pretty sure you probably heard this somewhere, mijo, right? That's used if you're calling your kid, I don't know, you want to tell them, hey, come here, whatever. Mijo, ven aquí. Mijo, do something. Mijo, please help me with this, and so on. So mijo is just like a cute way to call your son, like an endearment term. Mijo. But essentially you're saying mi hijo, just like that. Mi hijo means my son. My hijo, son. Me pidió, asked for, past tense, pedir, to ask for. In this situation, you're saying asked me. Ask for, like my son asked me. Obviously, you ask for not ask a question, but essentially you're saying me, right? Me pidió, asked for, to me, right? Mi tarjeta de crédito, this term here, again, mi means my, tarjeta de crédito, that's a long term, and that means credit card, of course. And then the saying, dales la mano y te tomarán el brazo. Give a man an inch and he'll take a mile. So that's what this means. Someone is not a good boy, you know, maybe a spoiled kid, maybe, who knows, but that's what this means. It's a good saying. I like it too, you know. It's a very, very interesting way to say, hey, don't abuse my generosity. Take it easy, man. Take it easy. And it's good. It's clever. It's good. Okay, so do you guys have any questions about the sayings we learned? I see KS shared another saying, a quien madruga, Dios le ayuda. Yes, that's a great one. We can have another lesson with more sayings. But yeah, a quien madruga, Dios le ayuda. It's like saying, I know there's an English saying something about an early bird, you know, gets the worm. I think that's the saying. Let me Google it. Gets the worm, yeah. The early bird gets the worm. Yeah, so essentially, get up early and it will be good, right? It's good to get up early and I mean, I'm not a morning person, so I cannot say that I've said this a lot. A quien madruga, Dios le ayuda. But essentially, a quien madruga, so who gets up early. Madrugar means to get up early, as in get up really early, like 6 a.m., 5 a.m., right? I mean, that's crazy. Dios le ayuda, God helps them, right? So it's a bit of a religious saying, but whoever gets really early, gets up really early, God will help them. I mean, yeah, it's just like saying take advantage of the whole day, morning and afternoon, right? It's good to get up early and do your things. Okay, so that's it. I hope you liked this lesson. I did. It's a very interesting topic, all the sayings and whatnot. I think it's a good thing to learn in any language because you can say them in different situations and people will get it. They will be like, oh yeah, you're right, it makes sense, right? And they're like wise words, pretty much, right? I like that. Dale un pescado a un hombre y lo alimentas por un día. Enseña a un hombre a pescar y lo alimentas para toda la vida. Yeah, that's a great one. That's an English saying though. I haven't heard that in Spanish, but it makes sense. You can say it in Spanish and it makes sense. Like you don't give things to people, teach them how to do things instead. It's more valuable. Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Okay, yes. Lindsay, solamente vives una vez. You only live once. Yeah. I mean, so true. Solamente vives una vez. YOLO. It's crazy because a lot of Spanish speakers know what YOLO means. You only live once. So you can say YOLO to Spanish speakers and they will understand. I mean, the young ones. The young ones for sure. Thanks for sharing, Lindsay. It's true. So true. Yeah, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Yeah. Or the person will feed themselves for a lifetime. But yeah, I know. I'm just joking around. I know. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it's a good saying, KS. It's a very wise saying for sure. Okay, so that's it, guys. I hope you liked this lesson. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give it a like. That helps me a lot. And if you get a chance, please check out the membership. It's a very cheap membership. You get some perks, like you get a word of the day from Monday to Friday. I don't do it on the weekend because, I mean, I need to rest, man. I need to rest. So from Monday to Friday, you will get an image of the word of the day for members on the community tab on my channel. So you get that perk. You also get, shout outs every time you get a shout out every time I live stream. And of course, you're just buying me a cup of coffee, which is it's necessary. It's necessary. I love coffee. Anyways, also there's more perks. There's another perk. So check that out. You only need to click on the join button down below. Also, if you would like to donate, you don't want a membership, you just want to donate some money, that's fine too. Of course, no pressure. If you can, all the links are in the video description down below. Thanks so much for watching this lesson, and well, see you next week. We can do this again. Of course, we can talk about more sayings. There's so many sayings in Spanish. And they're all so good. I love them. So yes, take care. Thanks for stopping by, KS, Lindsay, and Saya. Also, Fountain 837. Thanks so much for being here. And well, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Adios.